Good evening, class. So today we are going to start the maths part of CSAT. So you know all the basics of CSAT, what is the importance of that paper. So in that, if we talk about the mathematics, so if we analyze the previous 2-3 year paper, like 5-year paper, so we can say around 25 to 30 questions, sometime more than that, sometimes some less than that, but on an average, 25 to 30 questions are directly coming from maths paper. And we have to understand here we don't need to do the PhD in the mathematics. We have to just clear the paper. So out of 25 or 30 questions, if you are able to solve some 15-20 questions, that is more than sufficient. So no need to go for everything, like we can say from every topic you need to learn. We have to just focus on some major topics, because the funda is very clear. UPSC is checking your aptitude here, not the mathematics. Aptitude and mathematics, there is a difference. Aptitude, simply sometimes the questions are like a very basic question which can be solved without knowing anything about the mathematics, which we normally do in our daily life. So some profit and loss questions, they are asking, we are giving something to, we are giving some rupees to someone, then taking back, and very simple question they are asking sometime, and they just want to check your aptitude power rather than your mathematics power. So mathematics is a bit of formula and all, so UPSC never check your mathematics like a calculation power, your formula, remembering power, all these are not required. We just need to learn the basic of the mathematics, and by that we have to use our common sense, and by that common sense we are able to solve more than 15-20 questions, and that will be more than sufficient. And this should be very clear in your mind, because what happens, generally we focus on some topic. Focus on some topic doesn't mean that we will not cover everything. We will cover everything. But focusing on some topic means, because mostly like a 70 to 80% questions are coming from few topic only. Like for example, percentage, profit and loss, like a time, speed and distance, ratio, time and work. These are some important topics from which the questions are coming. So we will focus more on these topics. If we talk about the geometry, the algebra part and the mensuration part, so from geometry, algebra and mensurations, hardly 1 or 2 questions, and geometry take same time as much as like the whole arithmetic will take. Like whatever topic we have discussed, percentage, profit and loss, suppose they are taking some 20 classes, so geometry alone also will take 20 classes. But the thing is that the number of questions from geometry is hardly 1 or 2 questions. Hardly 1 and 2 questions, and even that requires a lot of practice also. So we will not focus much on that topic. We will know the basic of that topic also. We will cover that. But from where the questions are regularly coming, like I told you, the percentage, the profit and loss, or basically the arithmetic part, from where the questions are coming, we will go with that. We will go with that one by one. So if we talk about the whole mathematics, so in whole mathematics, we have a 2 things, arithmetic and the other one is higher math, or we can say the geometry and all. So basically in arithmetic part, we will deal with the percentage. We will deal with the percentage. Then profit and loss is another important topic. Profit and loss. Then CI and SI, compound interest and simple interest. These we will study together, because these topics are interlinked. These 3 topics are interlinked. Percentage, profit and loss, CI and SI, these 3 topics are interlinked. Then another important topic are ratio. Then time, speed and distance, time and work, and a major one, number system. Because sometime more than 20 questions are directly from, actually the number system is what? If any question is not fitting in any of this like a topics, percentage, profit, loss, CISI and all this topic, we will say the questions from number system. Because number system is just about number. So any question which required number and all and which is not fitting in these topic, we will say from number system the question is there. So number system is again an important topic, sometime more than 20, more than 30, but core of number system is some 5-6 topic are there. So number system. And then some more topic like average, and then ages problem, partnership, and one more topic, mixture. So these topics are there which we will cover one by one. We will start with a very basic topic of percentage, because percentage, if you talk about whole arithmetic, so see, there's a very clear indication in the maths. Whole arithmetic can be dealt either with the help of percentage or with the help of ratio, sometimes with the help of mixture or allegation also, but that's like a bit higher thing. We will deal with the only percentage and ratio. So either you can deal with the whole mass with the help of percentage, arithmetic part, or with the help of ratio, So these two methods are there. So actually ratio is a bit difficult one, is required bit of more clarity of the concept. Percentage is very basic one. So we will deal what, we will go like some topic we will cover with a percentage, some topic we will cover with a ratio, whichever is convenient. I will tell you every method, don't worry, I will tell you the percentage method as well as ratio method also. It's up to you. I will suggest the path also, like in which questions you have to use the percentage and in which question you have to use the ratio, but mostly we will go with the percentage one only. So percentage, if you talk about, some at least 10 questions are directly coming from percentage. The basic of percentage is very required. So we will cover one by one. So first we will talk about the percentage. This is the symbol of percentage. Like 20%. So we will write like this. What is the meaning of percentage? Percent. Per means PER. Okay, one more thing. Before starting, see, every subject has its own language. What most of the students are facing problem in the mathematics is they are not able to comprehend the statement of the question. They are not able to comprehend the statement of the question. For example, if the question is written like the salary of X is 20% more than salary of Y. Most of the students who are not comfortable in the mathematics, they are not able to comprehend this statement. Or like suppose if they ask the question, X salary is how much percent more than Y salary. So most of the students are not able to comprehend this statement, a simple statement. So every subject has its own language. So mathematics also has its own language. So I will focus more on the language part of the mathematics. The reason is very simple, because once you know the language, you are able to, like a student will come and ask, sir, samajh mein nahi aata hai ki how to proceed. What is the next step for the question? How to solve this particular question? So the very simple logic is understand the language first, understand what they want to tell you, because if they're asking some question to you, they have given some hint, they will give 100%, they will give some hint to you. If they're asking any question to you, X is how much percent more than Y, then definitely they will give some hint for that. So you have to understand that hint. They will not give like the data like this, A is equal to 20. They will not give data like this, A is equal to 20, B is equal to 25. B is how much percent more than A. They are not going to ask question like this. They will ask question based on the language. So we have to first comprehend and we have to first understand the language of the mathematics. So we will deal everything one by one. First is percentage, the basic one. What is the meaning of percentage? The meaning of percent is percent. Per means divide, cent means 100. So anywhere it is written as percent, like 20%, the simple meaning, simple language is divide by 100. For example, X percent means X divide by 100. 20% means simply 20 divided by 100. 20 divided by 100. If we talk about 30%, that simple meaning is 30 divided by 100. Okay, 30 divided by 100. So this is the simple meaning of percentage. Now come to the more basic part, the important part from where the questions are coming and students get confused. Now the question is, if I talk about 20% and 30%, so if I ask you, find out the 20% of a number, find out 20% of a number, can you find out? If I'm saying, the question is like this, find 20% of a number. Now the next question will be 20% of which number? Because 20% of 100 will be different, 20% of 200 will be different, 20% of 500 will be different, 20% of 700 will be different, 700 will be different. Every number has different, because 20% of 100 will be 20, 20% of 200 will be 40, 20% of 500 will be 100. So every number will come different. So here the logic is, percentage is always dependent on some base value or reference value. See, if anybody is asking you, find out 20% of a number. So the first question should be 20% of which number? Because percentage simple meaning is divide by 100, nothing else. Percentage simple meaning is divide by 100, nothing else. So if we have to find out the 20% of a number. So first question will be 20% of which number? 100, 200, 500 or any other number. Are you getting my point or not? So the first concept you have to learn is, percentage is always dependent on some reference value. Percentage is dependent on some reference value. For example, if I ask you how much cutoff required for to clear the CSAT paper, how much percentage of marks required to clear the CSAT paper? Suppose the answer is 33%. Suppose the answer is 33%. But 33% of which number? There should be some reference or not? So we know that the total marks of the paper, CSAT paper, is 200. Total marks of the CSAT paper is 200. Now we can say that we have to find out the 33% of 200. Let's take more example. If I ask you how much marks you scored in class 12th, suppose you are saying, sir, I got 70% of the marks. So 70% of which number? Then your answer will be, suppose 5 paper was there, so 100 marks each. So we will say total marks was 500 and I got 70% of a number, 70% of that 500. So percentage is always dependent on some base value. This is the very important concept. People get confused here. They will mark wrong option here. Please understand, there is a no meaning of 20%. There is a no meaning of 20%. There is a no meaning of 30% as such, until and unless you know 20% of which number, 30% of which number, 100% of which number. Are you getting my point or not? So percentage is always dependent on some base value. This is one concept which should be very clear in your mind, because again I am repeating the basic one, but when question will come, you will mark wrong option. When question will come, you will mark wrong option. Any doubt you can ask, otherwise we can move. Okay. Now suppose if I ask you, I am writing a statement, 20% is more than 30%. 20% is more than 30%. Tell me whether the statement is right or wrong. Whether this statement is right or wrong. 20% is more than 30%. whether this statement is right or wrong. Whether this statement is right or wrong. 20% is more than 30%. So the thing is that 20% is more, 30% is more. So the answer will, or answer of this question will be can't be determined. हम ज्ञात नहीं कर सकते. क्यों नहीं कर सकते भाई ज्ञात? What is the logic behind that? The logic is very simple. See, I told you, until and unless you know 20% of which number. They have not given 20% of which number. They are simply asking 20%. I told you, 20% doesn't hold, that doesn't make any sense. Until unless we know that 20% of a number, 20% of which number? Suppose if they will give 20% of 150 or 30% of 150. Now we can answer this question. Now we can answer this question because we know that they are talking about with respect to 150. But until unless we don't have this value, we cannot answer this question. The answer of this question will be can't be determined. ज्ञात नहीं कर सकते. And why it is so? Because 20% doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Are you getting my point or not? Are you getting my point or not? So until and unless this is not clear, 20% of which number, we cannot answer this question simply. ठीक है? ठीक है? Now, we will come back to this concept again. Now first understand, suppose if they are asking X% of Y. Suppose they are asking 20% of 150. So how we can find this concept? How we can find this answer? 20% of 150, how we can find out this answer? Simple meaning is X% of Y means X upon 100 multiply by Y. Understand? X%, percent means divide by 100. So simply X% means X divide by 100. Of meaning in mathematics is multiplication. Of meaning in mathematics is multiplication. So 20x% of Y means X upon 100 multiply by Y. Are you getting my point or not? So 20% of 150 means 20 upon 100 multiply by, sorry, not Y, it should be 150. 20 upon 100 multiply by 150. 20 upon 100 multiply by 150. 20 upon 100 multiply by 150. Then suppose they are asking 40% of 172. Simply what we will do? We will do like 40 upon 100 multiply by 172. This is the meaning of the X% of Y. This is the meaning of the X% of Y. Understand? This is very important here. If we have to find out the percentage, this is very important. The reference value, remember this thing, just दिमाग में बिठा लो. Always percentage can be find out with respect to some number only. If they will ask X%, simply say X% doesn't mean anything except X upon 100. But if they say X% of Y, now we can answer something. If they will say 40%, कुछ नहीं मतलब है इसका, 40% simply mean 40 upon 100. Now when they are saying 40% of 172, that holds some sense, and we can find out the 40% of 172. Okay, now a question for you which can come in the examination. A is equal to X% of Y and B is equal to Y% of X. A is equal to X% of Y, B is equal to Y% of X. Now, which of the following option will be correct? The first option is A will be more than B. Second option will be B will be more than A. Third option will be A is equal to B. And fourth option will be can't be determined. Can't be determined. Now tell me what is the correct answer of this? Tell me what is the correct answer of this? A is equal to X% of Y, B is equal to Y% of X. The first option is A is more than B. The second option is B is more than A. The third option is A is equal to B. And the fourth option is can't be determined. Tell me what is the correct answer of this? Okay. Now, when I ask this question in the offline class, 90% student will say the correct answer will be the fourth one, which is the wrong one, which is the wrong option. The most expected wrong option is the fourth one. The most expected wrong option is the fourth one. Okay? But the correct answer will be this one. This is the correct answer. A is equal to B. This is the correct answer. A is equal to B. Why it is so? We can solve and we can find out the answer. What is the meaning of X% of Y? X% of Y simple meaning is, just now we have learned X upon 100 multiplied by Y. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is very simple. X and Y will be multiplied and then divided by 100. X and Y will be multiplied, then divided by 100. Now similarly, Y% of X meaning is Y upon 100 multiplied by X. Again here Y and X will be multiplied and then divided by 100. Okay? Then divide by 100. So you can find out, you can see here the X% of Y and Y% of X both have same meaning. Both have same meaning. So from here a very important concept we have learned, and the concept is X% of Y should be equal to Y% of X. X% of Y should be equal to Y% of X. For example, if the question is 0.003% of 3 should be equal to the 3% of 0.003. 0.003% of 3 should be equal to the 3% of 0.003. If they will ask this question in the examination, most of you get confused. If you apply the basic one, the simple answer will be both will be equal. They can give anything. 9% of 9,000 should be equal to the 9,000% of 9. Both should be equal. 9% of 9,000 should be equal to the 9,000% of 9. So the very basic one, X% of Y should be equal to the Y% of the X. Now you can mark this concept. They can ask this thing in the examination, because UPSC is more concerned about your conceptual knowledge rather than calculation and all. Sometimes they have asked once in a while, I think 2017 or 18 paper, they have given some calculative based question, but that was hardly 2-3 questions, not more than that. Apart from that, they will ask this kind of question in the examination. They will ask this kind of question in the examination. Hope this is making sense. Okay. Now, next concept. Next concept is very simple. One way I told you, find out the percentage. Suppose they are asking you the percentage. They are asking the percentage. Suppose I am asking you 22% of 150. The one way to find out is 22 upon 100 multiply by 150. This is the first way to find out the. This is the first way to find out the answer. Now we can do the calculation part and all. The answer will be 33. The answer will be 33. This is the one way to solve the question. But we can solve without doing all this thing. We can solve without doing all this thing. We can solve this question mentally also. How we can solve? Let's learn that part. Let's learn that part. Okay. See. Suppose we are saying 22% of 150. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is 150 is simply the 100%. Suppose this marker is, or this pen is in my hand. If I am saying this is 20% of this pen, that means the length of this pen, total complete length of the pen is 100%. The complete length of this pen is 100%. This is your 100%. This is your 20%. Are you getting my point now? Suppose out of 500, you got some 300 marks. So 500 is a total marks that equal to 100%. That equal to 100%. CSAT paper, you required suppose 67 marks out of 200 marks. That means 200 is your 100%. 200 is your 100%. So anywhere anything is written like suppose we have to find out 4% of 72. That means 72 in itself is 100%. And we have to find out the 4% of this number 72. We have to find out the 4% of the number 72. Is this making sense or not? Is this making sense or not? So 22% of 150, simply we have to find out. That means 150 in itself is 150 in itself is 100%. 150 in itself is 100%. Okay. So 22% of 150, simple meaning is 150 in itself is 100%. 150 in itself is 100%. Now, how to find out? See, simply we can say that 100% is equal to 150. 100% is equal to 150. Now, if we divide both sides by 10, if we divide both sides by 10, this become 10% and 10% become 15. This is the first result we have. And why we have divided by 10 only, I will tell you, just wait for some time. 10% of this number will be 15. What data we have? We have 10% is equal to 15. Now if we again divide by 10, then simply we will get 1% is equal to 1.5. 1% is equal to 1.5. 1% is equal to 1.5. Okay. Now two data we have to find out 22% of 150. Now what we have? We know that 10% is equal to 15 and 1% is equal to 1.5 and 1% is equal to 1.5. These two data we have. Now this 22% can we write like this? 10% into 2 plus 1% into 2. This is 22%. 22% is what? 10% into 2 and 1% into 2. 10% is 15. So we can simply write 15 into 2 plus 1% is 1.5 into 2. This becomes 30 plus 3. Answer is 33. You can say that, sir, this is very hectic process. This is very simple one. Just understand the basic first. Then I will tell you how to solve this without pen and pencil. Understand the basic first. That means we have to simply find out the 10% and 1% combination. 10% and 1% combination we have to find out, and we can answer most of the question. We can answer most of the question. Okay. Now this look a bit hectic, but this is a very simple one. What we have done? 22, we can say 10% into 2, 20% plus 2%. 20% we can find out 10% into 2, and 2% we can find out 1% into 2. And from here we have just find out the value of 10% and 1%. We have just find out the value of 10% and 1%. We have just find out the value of 10% and 1%. Okay. Now let's take more example to make it more clear. Suppose someone is asking, I am taking first the simple one, 120. This is the question. So first think about this 21%. 21% can be written as 20% plus 1%. 20% can we find out 10% into 2 plus 1%. We can simply find out. So now 120 is 100%. See, now we are making it more simple. Whatever number is given, if we have to find out 10% of this number, just put decimal after, just put decimal before unit place. Dividing by 10 means what? We are putting a decimal before this number. So 12 become the 10% of this number. What is 1% of this number? Just put decimal after 2 place. 1.2 become 1%. Any number you can take. Suppose 435 is given. What is 10% of 435? 10% of this number become 43.5. What is 1% of this number? 1% of this number become 4.35. 4.35. What is 0.1% of this number? 0.1% of this number become 0.435. 0.435. So this will go on for any number. Suppose the number is 4279. What is 10% of this number? 10% of this number become 427.9. What is 1% of this number? This become 42.79. This will go on always. This will go on always. This will go on like this only. This will go on like this. Actually, I am not able to see your comment. So if you're commenting, I'm not sure. If you have a doubt, so what I can say right now is, if still you have a doubt in any of the concept, because I'm going with my normal pace, I'm not able to see any of the single comment till now. I'm not sure whether you guys are not watching or is there some technical error here. So I'm not sure for that. So but what I can say is, if suppose any of the concept you are not able to understand, then tomorrow before starting the class, you can send your comment, you can send your doubt. So I will take it up. I will take it up before starting the class. But today I'm not able to see not even a single comment here. So might be some technical glitch. So because of that, I'm not able to see your comment. I'm going with a very normal pace, very normal speed. Hope you're understanding the class. Still, I'm giving you a scope. If any doubt will be there, you can send the comment, you can send your doubt before starting the class tomorrow. I will take it that for 15-20 minutes. If you have a doubt, I can take your doubts in between that. So that will be fine, I hope. Till then, you can understand. Whatever topic you will not understand, I will repeat, don't worry. Okay. So 21%, simply what I told you, 10% and 1%. Any number is given, that number will be 100%. If you have to find out 10% of that number, simply what you will do, simply put decimal before unit place. So 43.5 become 10%. 1%, put decimal after 2 place, 4.35. 0.1%, put decimal after 3 places, and this will go on always. This will go on always. So simply now, so 21% means 20% and 1%. We have just seen 10% of 120 is 12. 10% of 120 is 12. So what is 20%? 20% become 24. 1% of this number become 1.2. So answer will become 25.2. Answer will become 25.2. Answer will become 25.2. Okay, it seemed too complicated. Kindly convey to faculty. Please tell me what doubt you have. Exactly what doubt you have, you can convey me. So accordingly, I will take it up. Accordingly, I will take it up. If you have a doubt, you can ask me right now. Okay. Now come to the next part. We will take more question. Suppose if they are asking 32% of 150. Now this is the question. 32% of 150. Sachin, you have some doubt, you can ask right now. What is the complication you are facing? It's a very simple concept, not much difficult one. This is the very basic one. Just tell me what is the exactly doubt you are facing. I will take it up. 32%. First start making map, making mental map. So 32% simple meaning is 30% plus 2%. This is what we have made. Mental map, this is what we have made. Okay, 30% plus 2%. So now, how to find out this 30% and 2%? We have just seen 150 is always equal to 100%. What is 10% of this number? 10% of this number become 15. What is 1% of this number? 1% of this number become 1.5. I hope this is clear to everybody. I hope this is clear to everybody. 150 is 100%. 10% of this number become 15. 1% of this number become 1.5. 1% of this number become 1.5. Now, we have to find out 32%. So 32% means 30% plus 10%. We have data for 10%. So we have data like a 10% is equal to 15 and 1% is equal to 1.5. 10% is equal to 15 and 1% is equal to 1.5. So if 10% is 15, 30% become 45 or not? Plus 1% is 1.5, 2% become 3, and the answer become 48. Answer become 48. If suppose this look difficult to you, then we know the basic. What is the basic? 32 upon 100 multiply by 150. We can solve this thing. And we can get the answer. This is once you practice, you can do without pen and pencil. How we can do without pen and pencil? 32% we have to find out. 10% become 15. You can see that. 30% become 45. And 1% become 1.5. 2% become 3. And we can answer it within fraction of second. Without pen and pencil, we can answer. But if you find this is more comfortable, you can go for it. But I am personally doing by this method. This looks simpler. Any doubt you can ask? Any doubt you can ask? Okay. Now a very simple thing I am telling you. See, most of the student has not done any of the math problems since last 3-4 years, or sometime might be 5-6 years. They have learned math in class 10th. Somehow they have crossed that class 10th, and now they have not touched the mathematics problem. So I understand that part, and that's why I'm taking very basic one. But we have to understand the nature of the paper also. The nature of the paper is they're not going to ask a simple question. They are going to ask a bit complicated problem in a difficult language, simple problem in a difficult language. So we have to equip with such thing we have to cope up everything. We have to learn we can say the simplest part, then toughest part, then simple, easy, or we can say easy, then moderate, then difficult, then very difficult. Everything we will cover one by one. But you have to understand, since you have not touched maths from last 3-4 years, 5 years, 3-4 years, 5 years, 10 years, so it sometimes look difficult. But try to understand. I always say this in the class, you cannot become Shaktiman from Gangadhar in one class. Even in the original Shaktiman episode, they have taken 4-5 episodes to become a Gangadhar to Shaktiman, from Gangadhar to Shaktiman. So you will also take some time. To become Shaktiman. Okay? But please go with the process, because process is more important. If you understand the process, you can simply answer the question. Now one question is, sir, I cannot understand why total is equal to 100%. See, 100% is what? Complete thing. 100% is complete thing. This marker is complete. That means this is 100%. This marker is complete. That means this is 100%. Anything which is complete, total, that is equal to 100%. So the total marks of your class 12th is equal to 100%. Suppose it was 600 marks, that is equal to 100%. Are you getting my point not? So anything which is complete, suppose I have this bottle. This bottle is filled completely. So I will say this bottle is filled 100%. The bottle is filled 100%. Suppose this bottle is half filled. This bottle is half filled. So I will say the bottle is 50% filled. The bottle is 50% filled. Are you getting my point or not? Suppose this sanitizer I have, bottle. So the total bottle sanitizer volume, or we can say how much liquid it can hold, is equal to 100%. Now this is half filled now. We will say this bottle is 50% filled. So now what we are doing? We are finding out, suppose I am asking you 33% of a number. So we have to find out 33% of this number. So this number should be complete. This number should be complete in itself. That's why this number is equal to 100%. That's why this number is equal to 100%. Are you getting my point not? Anything which is complete, the total number of students in a class, suppose total number of students in a class is 500. So I will say 500 is 100%. Out of this 500, suppose some 100 students are watching the live class, so that will be a percentage of. Are you getting my point not? So anything which is complete is always equal to 100%. Okay? So we have to find out 33% of this number. Simple meaning is this is 100%, and we have to find out the 33% of this number. Prajakta, I think this is clear. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, some more example. Suppose I am asking you 48% of 160. 48% of 160. One way of doing this is, simple way is 48 upon 100 multiply by 160. 48 upon 100 multiply by 160. This is the simple meaning of percentage. This is the simple meaning of one way of doing this is. Second way of doing this is, we can say that 48% is equal to 40% plus 8%. Average student will do by this way, 40% plus 8%. But there is a better way available. There is a better way available of solving this question. See, 48% we can say 50% minus 2% or not. Don't become a stereotype. Don't become a stereotype. You are preparing for UPSC examination. Don't become a stereotype. सर ने तो ऐसे बताया था, मैं ऐसे ही करूंगा. Use your common sense. Use your brain. 48% means what? 50% minus 2%. Okay. So how to find out 50% minus 2%? Simply we know that this 160 is equal to 100%. So what is 50% of this number? Half of this or not? If this is 100%, half of this become what? Half of this become 80. Half of this become 80 or not? What is 1% of this number? 1.6 become 1%, 2% become 3.2. So the answer become 76.8. 76.8. Check the calculation part and all. Check the calculation part and all. This is how we can solve the problem without pen and pencil also. But still, if you are facing the problem, you can solve by this way. You can solve by this way. If still you are not able to understand, you can solve by the basic method. See, now we have an ample time for CSAT paper. When 2013-14 there was a cutoff and all, then we can say use only this method. But now you have an ample time, so you can ultimately, the thing is that you have to find out the answer. You have to find out the answer. So either by this way or by this way, you can find the answer. This is the simpler one according to me. Why? Because I am practicing this, and without pen and pencil, I can tell you the approximation of percentage of any number. This look better for me, but might be you're not able to understand properly. You can go by this, but with class you will able to understand this thing. We will solve one by one. Okay. Wait. Now, suppose any number is given 475. This number is 100%. 10% of this number become 47.5. 1% of this number become 4.75. This at least we know. Then suppose 235 is given. What is 10% of this number? 23.5 is 10%. 1% of this number become 2.35, and this will go on for any number. This will go on for any number. This will go on for any number. So this is for the basic understanding. You should know what is the meaning of percentage and all. What is the meaning of percentage and all. Okay. So till now we have learned first thing, meaning of percentage. Till now we have learned first thing, meaning of percentage. Second thing we have learned how to find percentage. How to find percentage of a number. How to find percentage of a number. And third thing we have learned, comparison of percentage. Comparison of percentage. They are not asking first two part directly, but they are asking the third part directly, and they have asked lot of questions from third part. They have asked lot of questions from third part. Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. So I told you in the comparison, we need base value. We need base value. Suppose I am asking you 20% of x. So we don't have any absolute value. What we can say, 20% of x, simple meaning is 20 upon 100 multiply by x. But until and unless we don't know the value of x, we cannot find out the answer. We cannot find out the answer. ठीक है ना? So 20% of x, simple meaning is we cannot find out the answer until and unless we know the value of x. Okay? Suppose if they are asking question like this, suppose if I ask you which one is greater, a is equal to 20% of x and b is equal to 30% of y. Now tell me, a will be more than b, b will be more than a is equal to b, or can't be determined. Which one will be correct? Which one will be correct? A is equal to 20% of x, b is equal to 30% of y. Then which one will be correct? A is more than b is more than a is equal to b, or can't be determined. हम ज्ञात नहीं कर सकते. Tell me, give me the answer. Give me the answer of this question. Give me the answer of this question. A is equal to 20% of x, b is equal to 30% of y, a is more than b is more than a is equal to b, or can't be determined. Okay, ठीक है. So now understand here, the logic is what? The logic, the answer will be, can't be determined. Why? Because when we are saying a is equal to 20% of x, that simple meaning is 20 upon 100 multiply by x, and this will become 30 upon 100 multiply by y. Now what is the problem here? The problem here is we don't know the value of x and y. We don't know the value of x and y here. Until and unless we have this value of x and y, we cannot find out the answer. Until and unless we have the value of x and y, we cannot find out the answer. So the answer will be can't be determined. Can't be determined because see, I told you the percentage is dependent on the base value. The percentage is dependent on the base value. Until and unless we don't have this base value, we cannot find out the answer. We cannot find out the answer. Until and unless we don't have this base value, we cannot find out the answer. Are you getting my point or not? Are you getting my point or not? A is equal to 20% of x, b is equal to 30% of y, Okay, the problem is we don't have the value of x and y here. Okay, so we cannot find out the answer. Please respond. Please respond. It will be easy for me to understand whether you guys are getting the concept or not. It will be easy for me to understand whether you guys are getting the concept or not. Otherwise, I will go with my normal pace, and sometimes it's difficult for you to understand. So please, if you are getting the problem, then tell. If you're not getting the problem, then also you can respond. I'm pretty okay with both of the case. Whether you are getting or not getting, I will try to explain by different method. But please respond properly, be active. Otherwise, is a mathematics, is not a like other, because see, the every concept is interconnected. Every concept is interconnected. If you're not able to understand, it's become difficult for you to answer the question. Okay. Now, the next problem I'm making. Suppose person A is there. This is person A. Out of total salary, 50% of the salary is going on the food. This is person A. This is person A. And person A total salary, out of total salary, 50% is going on food. 20% is going on traveling. And 30% he is using for other. The total salary, 50% he is using for food, 20% he is using for traveling, and 30% he is using for other aspect of life like entertainment and other like things. So he is using that money in the other part. Now there is a person B. Person B, out of total salary, he is using 70% of salary for food, 10% salary on traveling, and 20% salary on the others. Person A is there. He is using 50% of his salary for food, 20% for traveling, and 30% for other part. Person B is there, who is using 70% of salary in the food, 20% salary in traveling, and 20% of the salary for the other part. Okay? If the question is whether person A or person B, or like whether person A or person B, or we can ask in simple term, if I'm giving a question, like a statement, tell me this statement is right or wrong. Person A is using more money for food as compared to person B. This statement is correct or wrong? Person A is using more money for food item as compared to person B. Tell me, this statement is correct or wrong? Person A is using more money for food item as compared to person B. Person A is using more money for food item as compared to person B. Tell me whether this statement is correct or wrong. Person A is using more money on food item as compared to person B. Tell me whether this statement is correct or wrong. Okay. This statement is Neither correct, or we can say the answer will be can't be determined. Can't be determined. Why? Because we don't know what is the total salary of person A or what is the total salary of person B. We don't know the salary of person A and person B, so we cannot compare the percentage. We cannot compare the percentage. See, suppose person A total salary is A, so how much he is spending on the food item? He is spending on the food item is 50% of A. And how much person B is spending? Person B is spending 70% of B. But the problem is what? The problem is we don't know the value of A and B. We don't know the value of A and B. We don't know the value of A and B. So, what is the answer? The answer is until and unless we don't know the value of A and value of B, we cannot compare the percentage. We cannot compare the percentage. Most of you are getting the correct answer. Very good. Until unless we don't know the value of A and B, we cannot compare the percentage. So percentage cannot be compared until and unless we know the base value. Until unless we know the base value. I hope this is making sense. Now, the second part, second statement. Person A expenditure on traveling is less than others. The person A spending on traveling is less than other. Person A is spending on traveling. Person A is spending on traveling is less than other. Person A is spending on traveling is less than other. Tell me, what is the answer of this question? Person A traveling on spending is less than other. Whether the statement is correct or wrong? Tell me whether the statement is correct or wrong. Person A spending on traveling is less than others. Okay. Now understand, I just told you we cannot compare the percentage, but there was a criteria there until and unless we don't know the base value. There was a criteria, we cannot compare the percentage until and unless we don't know the base value. Are you getting my point not? Until and unless we don't know the base value. So what is the expenditure on traveling? On traveling, the expenditure is 20% of A. If suppose total expenditure is A, and what is the expenditure on others? Simply 30% of A. Now the logic say we cannot compare the percentage. We cannot compare the percentage directly until and unless we don't know the base value. See, here we don't know the base value, but both are equal. Both are equal. Are you getting my point not? So when both are equal, then simply we can say always 30% of a number will be more than 20% of a same number or not. Any number you can take. Suppose 100 I am taking. So 30% of 100 is 30, 20% of 100 is 20. So any number if you take, the 30% will always be more than 20% of same number. Listen carefully. 20% of same number, not a different number. So here we can compare the percentage. Why? Because both the base value are equal. Both the base values are equal. Is this making sense or not? So here we can compare the percentage, and this is how UPSC make things difficult. This is how UPSC make things difficult. If you remember, okay, percentage cannot be compared, then your answer will be wrong, because you will think, okay, 20%, 30%, base value is not given, we cannot compare. No, base value are equal, so use the common sense. If base value are equal, 30% of a number will be definitely more than 20% of a same number. So we can say that the expenditure on traveling is less than other. This is the correct statement. This is the correct statement. Any doubt you can ask right now? Any doubt you can ask right now? Ask if you have any doubt here. Any question, anything? Okay, I'm giving you 2-3 minutes. Take that 2-3 minute time. Try to revise whatever we have taken till now. And if you have a doubt, you can send me the query. Then I will move forward to the next concept. Then I will move to the next concept. Please take your time, 2-3 minutes. Just revise the concept. And if you have a doubt, I will take it up. Otherwise, I will move to the next concept. I am able to see the response portal now. Okay, just wait. Response portal, just wait. Class coordinator is sending me the query, so just wait. Till then you can revise your concept. I will take your doubts. Till then you revise your concept. Whatever doubt you will have, I will take it right now. I will take it up right now. Just revise whatever we have taken till now. Whatever doubt you will have, I will take it up. This is one concept from where the questions are coming almost every year. I have seen the question. They will give different language. They will try to ask you 2 percentage comparison, the answer will be logical, like if base value we don't know, if there is no relationship between the base value, the answer will be simply can't be determined or ज्ञात नहीं कर सकते. Okay, now I'm able to see the response portal also. Go ahead, well understood, very good. How to find out the 48% of 160? 48% of 160, that was simple thing. 48% of 160, one way I told you, the simple way is 48 upon 100 multiply by 160, and simply 48%. Think about how to find out 40. There are a lot of way. There are a lot of way to find out 48%. The one way is we can find out 40% plus 8%. I told you the most simpler way. 48% simple meaning is 50% minus 2%. Why 50 minus 2? This is another way of doing, and by practice you will understand. By practice you will understand. ठीक है ना? By practice you can understand. So देखो, there are two ways to solve the problem, math problem. The first way is you are able to solve. You know the pattern. The pattern, as soon as the question is coming, the pattern start in your mind. Like for, I can take an example for me. Whenever a problem is coming to me, either I know the solution or my mind try to find out the pattern. Okay, this is the statement, how to reach to the solution part. This is the one way of solving. The second way is learn the pattern. Learn the pattern of the mathematics. Okay, might be you are not knowing how to find out the 48% till now. Might be you are not knowing, okay, this can be one of the way to find out the 48% of a number. But now, as soon as I told you, at least your mind will accept this is the another pattern by which we can solve the problem. This is the another pattern by which we can solve the problem. This is how mathematics can be learned. This is how mathematics can be learned. Are you getting my point or not? This is how mathematics can be learned. So 48% simple meaning is 50% minus 2%. This number in itself is 100%. I just explained. So if it is 100%, 50% means what? Half of this number or not? Half of this number. What is half of this number? 80 become half of this number. What is 1% of this number? 1.6 become 1%. So 2% become 3.2. You can solve and you can find out the answer. You can solve and you can find out the answer. I hope this is clear to everybody. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay, let's take more example. Let's take more example to understand this problem. Let's take more example to understand this problem. Why I'm emphasizing on this concept? Because I know somehow UPSC will ask on this. Somehow UPSC will ask on this concept. Can't understand how less spent in traveling is correct statement. You can check traveling, he was spending around 20%, and others he was spending around 30%. So 20% of a number will be less than 30% of the same number or not? 20% of a number is less than 30% of the same number. You can check that. Okay, let's take more example. Suppose I am talking about Vision IAS. I am talking about Vision IAS. So in 2021, in Vision IAS, 30% students are from UP, 20% are from Delhi, 15% are from MP, and 35% is from other state. In 2021, the number of students coming from different state, so 30% is coming from UP, 20% is coming from Delhi, 15% is coming from MP, and 35% is coming from other state. Total is 100%. 30 plus 20, 50, 65, 35, 100%. Total number of students is equal to 100%. Now what is the scenario of 2022? The scenario of 2022 is something like this. 35% is from UP, 15% is from Delhi, 10% is from MP, and other state consists of 40%. Other state consists of more student coming from Bihar. Don't take it personally, ठीक है ना? दिल पे मत लो भाई. It's just a question, mathematics question. Whatever is coming in my mind, I have just framed it, ठीक है ना? So don't take it like a very personally. It's a simple thing. So I have just taken this like a random thing. Instead of Delhi, you can make Bihar, you can make some other state. That's up to you. This is how the question can be framed. Okay. So 2021 and 2022, 2021, 2022, this is the equation. Now, I'm writing a statement. Number of students from UP, number of students from UP who joined Vision IAS in 2022 is more than number of students who joined in 2021. Number of students from UP who joined Vision IAS in 2022 is more than number of students who joined in 2021. Tell me, this statement is correct or wrong, or can't be determined? क्या होगा यहाँ पे आंसर? This statement is correct, wrong, or can't be determined. ज्ञात नहीं कर सकते. What is the correct one? Harshvardhan, Sonali, Abhishek, Mushkan. Okay. Please be fast. Tell me the answer. Venu, Durga, yes. Pooja, Deepshika. Yes, everybody is giving the correct answer. The answer will be can't be determined. The answer will be can't be determined. Some are saying correct. No, this is the wrong answer option. This is the wrong one. Why this is wrong one? Or simply not wrong one, this is the can't be determined. ज्ञात नहीं कर सकते. The answer will be can't be determined, CBD. Why can't be determined? Because we don't know total number of students. Suppose it is not given, okay. See, the basic logic, tell me, suppose total student in 2021 is A. Total student in 2021 is A. Total student in 2022 is B. Okay? Total student who join Vision IAS in 2021 is A, and who joined Vision 2022 is B. Okay? Now, how many students are joined from UP? 30% of total. So from UP, 30% of total means 30 upon 100 multiply by A. Okay? And in 2022 from UP, how many students join? Total number of students join is 35% of B. Now, tell me, do we have any relationship between A and B? No, we don't have any relationship between A and B. We don't have any relationship between A and B. So what we can say? Until and unless we don't know the value of A and B, what is the answer? The answer will be can't be determined. भाई बड़ा सिंपल सा लॉजिक है. Percentage is dependent on base value, and we don't have any idea regarding base value. A and B can be anything. A and B can be anything. Are you getting my point? Not. Suppose if I take in 2021 total number of students who joined Vision IAS is 10,000. Total number of students who joined Vision IAS is, I am taking example, 10,000. And total number of students who joined Vision IAS 2022 is, suppose I am taking only 100. I am taking this value only 100. Now tell me, 30% of 10,000 and 35% of 100, which will be more? Definitely 30% of 10,000 will be more. Are you getting my point or not? Are you getting my point or not? Okay? So you can see that even 30% is more than 35% depending on the base value. Depending on the base value. Is this making sense or not? So if base value depending on 30% is more than 35%, and if we reverse the value, what will happen? This will be more, this will be less. So logic is what? The logic is completely dependent on base value, and until unless we don't know the base value, we cannot answer the question. We cannot answer the question. I'm not saying both are equal. If they will give both are equal, they will mention in the question. If they will say both are equal, they will mention in the question. Are you getting my point? Not. देखो अगर ये समझ में आ गया लॉजिक ना, if you understand this logic ना, I can tell you 5 marks आपका कहीं नहीं गया. At least 5 marks, sometime 10 marks also. You can just cherish, okay, out of 67 marks, I just require 62 more marks, because every year 2-3 questions directly they are asking from this concept. And people are confused. I'm just giving a simple logic. Sir, until unless you don't know this value, base value, you cannot answer this question. You cannot answer this question. Okay, tell me, is this clear or not? Is this clear or not? Batao bhai. You are becoming Shaktiman or still you are Gangadhar? You are becoming Shaktiman or you are still Gangadhar? Tell me. 1.5 hours already passed. And if you are able to become Shaktiman day by day, it's become very good. Tell me, is this clear or not? Got it. Yes, great. Clear, sir. Clear, clear. Okay, now, let's change the question. Let's change the question. Yes, becoming Shaktiman, great. Okay, just become Shaktiman, don't deviate. Shaktiman is in here, great. Okay, now come to the second part. Come to the second part. Understand, try to understand this part also. ठीक है ना? This part is simply, if I say in 2022, total number of student or number of student from UP is more than from MP, ब्रैकेट में लिख ले रहा हूं who joined Vision IAS. Who joined Vision IAS. In 2022, number of students from UP is more than from MP who joined Vision IAS. I am giving the break, don't worry. Just give me the answer of this, then I will give the break. Give me the answer of this question. In 2022, number of students who joined from UP is more than from MP who joined from Vision IAS. Tell me, this statement is correct or wrong? Payal, Harshvardhan, correct, Muskan, Achal, great. Now it is giving me confidence. You guys are getting the concept. Now what changed? See, they're talking about 2022. See here. So from UP, if suppose total student is B. So from UP, total number of students become 35% of B. And from MP, it's become 10% of B. Definitely, the base value are equal now. That means, definitely the 35% will be more than 10% of same number. 35% will be more than the 10% of same number. So here we can compare the percentage. Why? Because we have a relationship between the base value. Because we have a relationship for the base value. If you understand this concept, clap for yourself. अपने लिए ताली बजा लो आप. The logic is very simple because this is the one concept every year. Don't believe me. Go and see the previous year papers. Don't believe my words. Go and check the previous year papers and you will find out directly, indirectly, 1 or 2 questions are directly coming from this logic, this concept. And if you are through, that means 5 marks kahin nahi gaya. Now think about rest 62 marks. 5 number to milna tay hai. Is this making sense? अपने लिए खुद के लिए ताली बजा लो आप. The logic is simple because you have learned a very good concept. You have learned a very simple one, but yes, a complicated also. Why complicated? Because if they ask this question, 90%, again I am saying 90% of the student mark wrong option. And the logic is simple. एक सही कर देंगे, दूसरा गलत कर देंगे. रट लिया है. Percentage cannot be compared. अब पहला तो सही कर दिया उन्होंने, परसेंटेज कैन नॉट बी कंपेयर्ड, बट दूसरे में क्या करेंगे, रटा हुआ है परसेंटेज कैन नॉट बी कंपेयर्ड, दूसरे को भी वो मार देंगे CBD. बट दूसरा इज लॉजिक, द परसेंटेज कैन नॉट बी कंपेयर until and unless the base value, we don't have relationship for the base value. ठीक है ना? Half knowledge is very dangerous. Half knowledge is very dangerous. Understand this thing. Whenever you have half knowledge, it is very dangerous. The logic is simple. Why it is dangerous? Because half knowledge, what will happen? Because of half knowledge, you will mark a wrong option. Okay, let's take a break. After 10 minutes break, we will meet and we will go for the next concept. We will go for the next concept. Okay? ठीक है? मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद. Okay, let's start. If you have any doubt, you can ask right now. Otherwise, we will go for the next concept. If you have anything to ask, you can ask right now. Otherwise, we are going for the next concept. Now we are going to decode some of the statement in the mathematics in percentage, because they are going to ask the percentage problem in the form of a statement, and until unless we don't know that statement, we cannot answer them properly. We cannot answer them properly. So we are going to decode some of the statement. Suppose, see, whenever they are saying more profit, ठीक है, that simple meaning is something addition. I will explain. Suppose they are saying less, discount, loss, that simple meaning is subtraction. That simple meaning is subtraction. Okay, what is the meaning of this? See, suppose I am saying I have 20 rupees more than you. I have 20 rupees more than you. So what is the meaning of this? Suppose you have 100 rupees. So I have 20 rupees more. So more means what? 20 rupees more than you. Understand? Understand this statement. I have, suppose this is you. Now I have how much? 20 rupees more than you. You have 100, I have 20 more. So simple meaning is I have 120 rupees. This is a very simple thing, but student get confused here. I will give a statement, you will get confused here. So whenever this term is there, more meaning is something addition is going on. Simply for profit, we will talk later. Less also, suppose some discount is going on, that means something is getting subtracted from somewhere. Because discount is what? 20% discount means whatever the total price, you will subtract 20% out of that or not. So this is a very simple thing. Okay. Now the next concept is based on all this thing. What is that next concept? The concept of change. The concept of change. What is change? The first logic is change is neither positive nor negative. Change is simply change. Change is neither positive nor negative. If suppose I will say my salary has changed, or simple logic, your marks in this year prelims has changed than previous year. So it can be anything. It can be either increase or it can be decrease also. Because of recession, my salary has changed. So change, a notion is coming, recession is there, that means change will be negative. But it can be anything. Change means either positive or it can be negative also. My salary has changed. Now you cannot say whether the salary has changed positively or salary has changed negatively. So until and unless we will explicitly mention the salary has changed in positive way or salary has changed in negative way, we don't know whether increment or decrement. So simple, if anywhere change is written, first thing in your mind should come, it is neither positive nor negative, it is simply a neutral term. It is simply a neutral term. Now if change is positive, that simple meaning is increment, more profit, etc. If change is negative, that simple meaning is decrement, loss, discount, anything can be there. If change is positive, that simple meaning is increment, more. If change is negative, that simple meaning is decrement, loss, discount, etc. Okay? Now, there are two terms involved in the change. There are two terms involved in the change, and the two terms are initial value and final value. Initial value and final value. Initial value and final value. Okay, suppose any number was 10, we have add something into that. Now this become 15. This become 15. So what is this? Please listen carefully. This is our initial value. Initial value means in which we are changing something, in which we are the reference point. The reference point in which we are changing something. The reference point in which we are changing something, that is simply called as initial value. Initial value means anything which we are going to change. Final value means the final product. After changing something, what we are getting, that is equal to final value. What is this 5? What is this 5? This 5 is change. This 5 is change. Initial value plus change is equal to final value. So from here we can simply say that change is equal to final value minus initial value. Change is equal to final value minus initial value. See, if change is coming as positive, so when it will come as positive, when final value will be more than initial value, change will be positive. If final value is more than initial value, that means something is getting added or not. Common sense. Something is getting added. When you add something, that means increment occur. And when final value is less than initial value, for example, any number was 10, we decrease 3, this number becomes 7. Now final value is less than initial value. That means the change is negative. And when change is negative, that simple meaning is something is getting subtracted. Something is getting subtracted. Something is getting subtracted. Change is neither positive nor negative. Initial value, final value. Initial value is the value in which we are changing something. Final value is after changing whatever we are getting, that is equal to final value. Okay? Now initial value plus change is equal to final value. The simple meaning is this is what we should know, final value minus initial value. This looks very simple, but it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. I will come one by one. Okay. Now coming to the next part. So we have just learned change is equal to final value minus initial value. Change is equal to final value minus initial value. This is what we have just learned. Okay? But now since we are reading percentage, learning percentage, so simply they are asking question like percent of change. So I told you percent is simply with respect to something. Percentage with respect to something. So here we are changing something with respect to initial value. Why initial value? Because either you are adding something or you are subtracting something in the initial value. So simply percent of change is equal to final value minus initial value divide by initial value into 100. This is with respect to initial value. This we should know. Final value minus initial value divide by initial value into 100. Final value minus initial value divide by initial value into 100. ठीक है? Final value minus initial value into initial value divide by 100. Okay, now the golden rule here. The golden rule here, from now onwards, decrease the brightness of the board. Okay, I'm not sure, just wait for some time. The camera person will come, I will ask him like to change the, decrease the brightness of the board. Till then please wait. Till then please wait, I will ask the camera person to decrease the brightness of the board. Just wait for some time, he's right now not here. Just give me a moment. Okay, the golden rule is, from now onwards, whenever they are asking percent of more, percent of less, percent of increase, yeah, increment, percent of decrement, percent of profit, percent of loss, the first thing which come in your mind should be, they are asking the percent of change. They are asking the percent of, they are asking the percent of change. Please decrease the brightness of the board. बोर्ड की थोड़ा ब्राइटनेस कम कर दो, बच्चे बोल रहे हैं. So whenever we are talking about percent, see, whenever these term will come, the first thing which should come in your mind is, they are asking the percent of change. 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 It's working or not? I hope it's done. They are asking the percent of change. Okay. Okay. So whenever these terms are coming, the first thing should come in your mind should be percent of change. Okay. Now, suppose they are asking question like this. X is how much suppose they are asking question like this. X is X is how much percent more than Y, or A is how much percent less than B. X salary is how much percent more than Y. Y mark is how much percent less than X. In any case, you will see as soon as this term will come, percent of more, percent of less, this term as soon as coming, the first thing which come in your mind should be, X is how much percent greater than Y everywhere. Whenever this comparison is coming, the simple meaning is they are asking percent of change. In all cases, they are asking percent of change. In all cases, they are asking percent of change. This is the first thing which should come in your mind. Suppose they will ask question like this: the profit of company X in 2020 is how much percent more than profit of company B in 2020. That means simply they are asking how much percent more. They are asking percent of change. This should strike in your mind. I am telling you the pattern by which you can solve the problem. I told you in the starting of the class, you have to learn the pattern of the questions. And once you learn the pattern, you are simply able to solve the problem. So understand the pattern, try to learn the pattern, and it's become very easy. Maths become very easy. But the problem is what? We don't know the pattern. अब exam में ये आएगा, समझ में पूछ क्या रहा है? What they are asking? We are not able to understand this. But as soon as we know, okay, whenever percent of less, percent of more is coming, that means they are asking about something regarding percent of change. Okay? Now let's do some question. Suppose we are taking A is equal to 50 and B is equal to 80. Let's draw a line. Both data are same. I'm giving you two questions. The first question is, B is how much percent more than A? B is how much percent more than A? This is the first part. The second part is A is how much percent less than B. A is how much percent less than B. Please stop there. Just be here for some time. Just look at the board for some time. Let me explain this concept, and once you understand the concept, it's become very easy for you to solve the problem. Just be here for some time. The first thing, how to approach this problem, I'm telling you. Very basic one, how to approach. As soon as I read this question, we have two value of A and value of B. Now, the question is B is how much percent more than A. Now, as soon as I get percent of more, the first thing which is strike in my mind is they are asking percent of change. And percent of change simple meaning is final value minus initial value divided by initial value into 100. Final value minus initial value final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100. Now the first question which strike in our mind should be, which one is final value and which one is initial value, because there are two value A and B. Now try to please listen carefully. Listen carefully. See what they are asking. B is how much percent more than A. Okay, let me give another example. My height is how much percent more than your height. So I am asking with reference to your height. Why? Because the question is about my height. My height is how much percent more than your height. And your height, the reference point is your height. So always the reference point will be initial value. And finally they are asking about my height. So my height will be final value. If I reverse the question, your height will be how much percent less than my height. Now the question is reverse, because now they are taking my height as a reference point. So that will become initial value. Here see the question. B is how much percent more than A. So they are asking with regard to A. Or I am giving you the simple logic. This more than A, see, less than A, more than A, along with C, more than, less than. This will give you a hint. They are asking with reference to which value. Here more than is coming along with A. That means A will be your initial value. A will be your initial value. A will be your initial value, because they are asking with respect to A. They are asking with respect to A. So A will be your initial value. Listen very carefully. That's why I am asking you, be here for some time. Be here for some time. Okay? So B is how much percent more than A. Listen carefully. They are asking with respect to A. Final, we have to find out the value of B. So what happened? They are asking regarding B and with respect to A. So this value become your initial value. Or if you are getting confused, this will give you a hint. More than or less than, this is coming along with A, like more than is coming along with A. So A will be your initial value. I am giving another example. My height is how much percent more than your height. So more than is coming along with your height. So your height will become initial value. Or you can understand like this way. My height is how much percent more than your height. So I am asking for my height with regards to your height. So your height will become initial value. My height will become final value. So I hope this is clear. So final value become B is how much percent? So B is 80. 80 minus 50 upon 50 into 100, and this will come as 30 upon 50 into 100, and this will come as 60%. The value is coming as positive. That means the value is more. And see here more, what is there? Here positive sign is coming. That means whatever we have done is correct. If suppose here more is there and value is coming as negative, that means something is wrong. Something is wrong. Why? Because they are talking about more. So value should be positive, because more means addition. So value should be positive. So the first answer will be 60%. I hope this is clear to everyone. Second part, A is how much percent less than B. Now this less than word is coming along with B. So now B become initial value and A become final value. B become initial value and A become final value. B become initial value and A become final value. Okay? The formula will be same. Percent of change. Final value is A. That means 50 minus 80 upon 80 into 100 minus 3 upon 8 into 100 minus 37.5%. And if you see here less word is there, and along with less the negative sign is coming. That means whatever we have done, that is absolutely right. That means whatever we have done, that is absolutely right. So you can verify your answer also according to this logic. If more they are asking, the final answer should be in positive. If less they are asking, the final answer should be in negative. So by this way, we can answer this question. This is again a very important concept. This is used not only in percentage, but in the DI also, data interpretation question. This is used in time, speed, distance, time and work. Everywhere this concept is used. So please take your time of 2-3 minutes. Understand this. Understand the concept. Dekho, they are not going to ask this question in the examination. 100%. They are not going to give you A is equal to 50, B is equal to 80, find out the answer. No. But this concept they are going to ask. To understand whether I am able to find out initial value or not, whether I am able to understand final value or not, whether I am able to connect this concept ki more than है तो positive आएगा, less than है तो negative आएगा. If you are able to connect all the concept, that means you are done. But if you are not able to connect the concept, let me know. I will try to explain. ठीक है ना? But please try to understand this concept. Don't ask me, sir, what is initial value. Ask me what is your doubt, exact doubt, why you are not able to understand the initial value, the reference value, why you are not able to understand. Just give me the exact thing, I will take it up. But please understand this. This is a simple one and questions are coming from here. I hope, Sonali, now your doubt is clear. Whether percent of change formula is applicable if initial value is more or less. I hope this is clear to you. Please ask if you have any doubt. Take your time. Take your time. Okay, Deepshika is clear. Yes, sir, got it. Great, Sonali. Clear. This is again a concept from where the questions are coming, not only in percentage, but other part of the mass also. So this should be very clear to everybody. Great. सर क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं? Very good question. Somebody is asking, sir, क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं? This is very good question. I will answer after 4-5 days. मैं क्या पढ़ा रहा हूं? Clear. Everybody is clear, I hope. देखो, take your time, 2-3 minutes, take your time. Try to visualize the problem. क्योंकि अभी क्वेश्चन दूंगा तो नहीं कर पाओगे. अभी क्वेश्चन दूंगा, you are not able to solve it. Just understand, try to understand what is final value, what is initial value, and try to visualize the things. Once you understand, we can move to the next part. Today I am just taking the concept part. Tomorrow I will take the question part. So this will go like this way. Because I'm not sure which question UPSC is going to ask, but I'm damn sure they are going to ask from these concepts. So for me, the concept is more important than anything else. So how many number of classes you will take? आप बताओ कितनी लेनी है? I will cover the syllabus. I will cover the syllabus, don't worry. That is my answer. That will depend on you. If you allow me to complete 1 day, I will complete in 1 day. If you allow me to complete in 10 days, I will complete in 10 days. Okay? At least that much liberty I have. I can change number of classes according to me. So if you allow me to complete in 1 day, I can complete in 1 day. Some batches I'm taking 4-5 classes. Some batches I'm taking 40 classes also. So it depends on. Okay? ठीक है, आगे बढ़े? चलो. Now, so one part we have seen, the percent of more, percent of less. percent of increment, percent of decrement, percent of greater, percent of less. Whenever these words are coming, the first thing which come in your mind should be they are asking percent of change. Okay. So suppose the one part is A is how much percent more than B. A is how much percent more than B. The second part is A is what percent of B. A is what percent of B. Try to understand the concept here. Try to understand the concept here. Dekho, I will take from the basics, but one thing I am very clear, I am not going to repeat the same concept again and again. Because generally this happens in the mathematics. Today I have taken some concept, tomorrow I am telling the same concept, you are saying, kaise ho gaya? I am not going to repeat. Dekho, once, twice is fine. But sometime you keep asking, sir, what is 10%, what is 20%? I am not going to entertain such questions. Okay? I am very clear. I am very clear. Okay, na? Are you getting my point not? So I am very clear in that. Don't worry about the mathematics part. I will make sure you will become Shaktiman. This is my commitment towards you. आप पक्का इतने क्वेश्चन कराओगे. मैंने कहा ना, out of 25, I'm not targeting out of 25 all 25. I can say that out of 25, even an average student can solve 15 to 20 questions. Even an average student can solve 15 to 20 questions after my classes, and that you can go ahead with that. ठीक है ना? But one thing, one commitment I want from your side also. Whatever I am teaching today, please revise. Whatever doubt you will have, just starting of the class, tomorrow you can ask, but don't ask me today doubt in after 5 days. ठीक है ना? अगर आप 5 दिन बाद पूछोगे, I will ignore your doubt. I will ignore your doubt. मैं देखूंगा भी नहीं, पढ़ूंगा भी नहीं, क्या बोल रहे हो आप? ठीक है? Then you will say, sir, question देखते ही नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं होगा. I will not take your doubts after 4 day or 5 day, which I am taking today. Are you getting my point not? So whatever doubt you have, I am very okay with that. Tomorrow before starting of the class, you can send your doubt, I will take it up. But make sure you will clear all doubts, you will understand all topic, because everything is interconnected. और मैं ये make sure करूंगा, if you miss for first 4-5 classes, आप अगर 4-5 class miss करते हो, so I will make sure you are not going to understand anything in the mathematics. Yes, I am damn sure. Because I am going to connect everything with the percentage only. I am going to connect whole mathematics with the percentage only. And there is a positive aspect of that. What is the positive aspect? You understand the percentage, आधी जंग जीत ली आपने. And what is the negative part of that? अगर percentage समझ में नहीं आया, if you are not able to understand the percentage, तो वैसे ही सब कुछ गया. Are you getting my point not? So understand here, this is very important thing. Next 4-5 class are very important for you guys, at least for mathematics. Why? Because I am going to connect each and every topic with the percentage, except few, which cannot be connected like a number system. A different concept. But when I am teaching TSD, time, speed, distance, I am actually teaching you the percentage. ठीक है ना? अच्छा, like he was telling, क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं, मतलब बहुत अच्छा पढ़ा रहे हैं. It was a positive comment. I have taken in the other side, like क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं, मतलब सर क्या पढ़ा रहे हो, मतलब like I thought you have just joined the class, so I have taken in the wrong direction. Fine, no issue. ठीक है? A is to the two statement. The first statement is how much percent more. So ये बता चुका हूं, that means percent of change. Now whenever more or less word is not there, whenever more or less word is not there, whenever more or less word is not there, then A is what percent of B. Simple meaning is A upon B into 100. A upon B into 100. Or this can be also written like this. Just a minute. This can also be written like this. What percent of B is A? 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 So these two statements, whenever these two statements are there, so what percent of B is A? Simple meaning is A upon B into 100, or A is what percent of B, meaning is A upon B into 100. And whenever percent of more or less word is there, we will talk about the percent of change. We will talk about the percent of change. So these two statements at least you should know. These two statements at least you should know. Okay? I hope this is clear to everybody. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay? Now, the next concept is, which I am going to take, successive increment or decrement. Successive increment or decrement. Successive increment or decrement. Okay, what is this successive increment or decrement? Understand. Suppose I am asking you, see, I am asking, please be here for some time. I am asking you 20% increment in 120. 20% increment in 120. 20% increment in 120. Now understand what is the meaning of this statement. See, I told you, whenever there is a word called as more, increment, all simple meaning is something is going to add. See, increment means simply addition. Increment is simply addition. Okay? Decrement is something subtraction. Decrement means something subtraction. Increment simply meaning is addition. So 20% increment in 120 simple meaning is, there are two way. Okay, let's make it 150. Otherwise थोड़ा सा confuse हो गया आप. 150. There are two way of solving. The question is what? 20% increment in 150. One thing is very clear. Increment means something is getting added. Increment means something is getting added. First thing. Now, the problem is what? This is given in percentage. This is given in number. One is given in percentage. One is given in number. So either we change both into number or we change both into percentage. There are two ways. Either we change both into percentage or we change both into number. So first way we are doing, we are changing both into number. We are changing both into number. So 20% increment in 150. What is the meaning of this? So 20% increment means, first we have find out 20% of this number. How to find out 20% of this number? There are various ways. Sorry. This will come as 30. This will come as 30. So now the question will be 30 increment in 150 or not. What we have done? This was given in number. This was given in percentage. So we have changed both into number. So 20% increment in 150 means 30 increment in 150. 30 increment in 150. So simple logic is 30 increment means addition. 150, that means the number become 180. That means If you increase 20% in 150, the number will become 180. The number will become 180. The number will become 180. This is the first way. The second way to solve this question is, the question is 20% increment in 150. This is given in percentage. This is given in number. One is given in percentage. One is given in number. Okay? Now, if one is given in percentage, one is given in number, the other way is we can change both into percentage. We can change both into percentage. So this is 20%. And now I told you this in itself is 100%. So the question changed to the, we are increasing 20% in 100%. 20% increment in 100%. Are you getting my point? Not 20% increment in 100%. Increment means addition. 20% increment, that means the number become now 120%. Now this is the golden thing. Whenever you increase 20% in any number or anything, the number now become 120%. The number now become 120%. If I say your marks has increased by 10% than previous year, your marks has increased by 10% than previous year. That means whatever your marks was previous year, this year your marks become 110% of previous year. Are you getting my point or not? Your marks now become 110% of previous year. Why? Because you are increasing your marks by 10%. Simply 20% increment in 150. Just a moment, there is some noise here. Just a minute, there is some noise here. Okay. So this is a very important concept. Whenever there is a 20% or any percent increment, you have to just think we have to increase in the 100%. So now this number become 120%. So we can find out 120% of 150. 120% of 150. And now this is also coming as 180. The answer of both will be same. The answer of both will be same, but there are two different methods. There are two different methods. One method is we have changed both into number, and the second method is we have changed both into percentage. Please understand this. Try to learn this part. The second part is important one. Try to understand this. Try to understand this. Take your time. Second part, please let me know if you understand second part or not. Please let me know if you understand second part or not. Please understand the second part, which is the important one. Let me know if you understand the second part properly or not. Last line, see, the second part is 20% increment in 150. 20% increment in 150. So I told you one way is change both. One thing is percentage, one thing is in number. So either we can change both into percentage or we can change both into number. In first part, we have changed both into number. Second part, we can change both into percentage. ठीक है? Suppose मैं कहूँ मेरी height 20% से बढ़ा दो. Increase my height by 20%. So one way is whatever is my height right now, just increase by 20%. So what is the meaning of this? Right now my height is 100%. If I increase my height by 20%, my height, total height become 120% or not? Why? See, what we are doing, we are going to increase 20% of this number. So this number in itself is 100%. So we are going to increase 20% in 100%. Increment means addition. Just add this. 20% increment means 20%. Now this number is 100%. So this number becomes 120%. The logic is, if you increase anything by 20%, that means the number becomes 120%. If you increase anything by 10%, that means the number becomes 110%. If you increase anything by 50%, that means the number becomes 150%. Basic logic कुछ नहीं है इसमें सर, ऐसा कोई rocket science नहीं है. A simple thing. Increment means addition. Anything is 100%. Complete कितना होगा? 100% होगा. Now you are increasing in that. How much is increasing? 10% you are increasing. So 100 plus 10, that means 110%. If you are increasing 35%, that means 100% plus 35%, total number become 135%. Is this making sense or not? So now if you increase 20%, suppose I have this bottle, I have increased 20% capacity of this bottle. So whatever is the capacity right now, that will be equal to 100%. If I increase 20% of the capacity, what will happen? Now the new capacity become 120% of original capacity or not? Are you getting my point or not? Simply here, the number was 150, that is equal to 100%. You are increasing 20%, that means number become 120%. 120% of which number? 120% of original number. So 120% of original number is 150. We can simply find out the answer will be 180. The answer will be 180. Why we took 150? This is just a question. You can take instead of 150, you can take 180, any number you can take. This is just a logic. This is just a logic. Okay, I hope this is clear now. Now a statement. A is 20% more than B. A is 20% more than B. This is a statement. देखो मैं क्या कर रहा हूं आपके लिए. What I am doing right now? I'm just decoding all the statement which are coming in the examination, and you guys face the problem. If I give directly this statement, many of you don't able to understand. That's why I'm breaking down the problem statement. I'm breaking down the statement so that in the examination, whenever same statement will come, you are 100% sure, okay, I'm able to solve this question. Why? Because you know the meaning of the statement. Okay? A is 20% more than B. A is 20% more than B. Okay? What is the meaning of this? See, A is 20% more than B. Decode this. More means addition. More means addition. More than B, we can write B here. A is 20% more. So that simple meaning is, see here, A is, they're talking about A, more than 20%, 20% more means addition than B. मैंने कुछ नहीं लिखा अपने मन से. Whatever is given in the statement, I have just decoded that. I have not written anything by myself. ठीक है? Whatever is given in the question, I am just writing that only. A is, they are talking about A, 20% more than B. So we have just find out 20% of B, more means addition, and then B. The simple statement become A is equal to B plus 20% of B. Simple is, if you solve this, this will simply become b plus, okay, 100b plus 20b upon 100. This become 120 upon 100 into b, or simply I can say 120% of b. 120% of b. Or you can write this thing directly also. A is 20% more than B. That means if B is 100%, if B is 100%, how much will become A? A become 20%, A become 20% more than B or not? So A become 20% more means addition, then this will become 120%. You can write without doing all this thing. This is for understanding purpose. Otherwise you can write directly. अगर मैं कहूं मेरी height, my height is 30% more than your height, I can simply say that my height is 130% of your height. Why? Because my height is 30% more than your height. So your height is 100%, my height will be 30% more. More means addition. How much addition? 30% addition. Add 30% into that, my height will become 130%. ठीक है sir? Is this making sense or not? X salary is 20% more than Y salary. So X salary is 20% more than Y salary. So X salary will be what? If Y salary is 100%, X salary will be 20% more. That means 120%. That means 120%. Now please tell me, is this concept is clear or not? Is this concept is clear or not? Again, an important one. Questions are coming regularly. Again, an important one. Questions are coming regularly. Please let me know, is this clear or not? Great. Great. अब कुछ भी स्टेटमेंट आ जाए, you are able to answer the question. Tomorrow when I add, or like when I add all the threads, you will understand how simply you are able to answer the question. How simply you are able to answer the question. Yes, I know that when I will take the question, it will be difficult, but just understand. देखो, एक एक स्टेप बढ़ेंगे ना. मैंने कहा ना कि first you have to go one by one. I cannot take the like a highest difficult, like a most difficult problem in the first class. Are you getting my point? Not. Believe in the process. I always say, process is more important than anything else. Process is more important than anything else. Are you getting my point? Not. Process is more important than anything else. ठीक है ना? तो if you are not applying the process, we cannot reach anywhere. If you are thinking, sir, question नहीं होगा, भाई wait करो ना, question भी होगा. Right now we are talking about the concept. So let's focus on the concept part only. Tomorrow we will talk about the question part. तो question की बात करेंगे. Day after tomorrow we will talk about the previous year paper. उसकी बात कर रहे होंगे. अब जब कल क्वेश्चन कराऊंगा तो कहोगे सर प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर करा दो, तो उसका भी दिन आएगा. जब प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर करा रहा हूंगा तो कहोगे सर इस बार क्या आएगा वो बता दो, उसका भी दिन आएगा. ठीक है ना? बट इट विल कम वन बाय वन. आई कैन नॉट टेक प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन द फर्स्ट. आई कैन टेक, बट सर के ऊपर से क्या फायदा. ठीक है? सो वी विल गो वन बाय वन, एंड आई कैन अश्योर यू, अगेन आई कैन अश्योर यू, you will understand all the concept, you will learn all the concept. एक ही शर्त है, whatever I am teaching today, just learn, just understand each and every concept today itself. Go home, revise that, revise properly. If any doubt, before starting of the class, ask me. Otherwise, मैं damn sure हूं आज समझ में आएगा, कल कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आने वाला है. Clear your doubt properly. Otherwise, it can become a problem for you. ठीक है ना? It can become problem for you. ठीक है? Now, suppose I am saying A is 75% more than B. What is the meaning of this? Simple meaning is A is equal to, one meaning is B plus 75% of B. Some students are saying, sir, why not this A plus 75%, B plus 75%? भाई percentage का अपने आप को कोई मतलब नहीं है. There is a no meaning of percentage. So 75% of which number? Definitely 75% of B. 75% of which number? The simply meaning is 75% of B. So please explain 100B कैसे आया? Please ask here. वो पता नहीं मिट गया. I'm not sure which question you are asking. Just ask here. So A is equal to B plus 75% of B. This is the first way. The second way is 75% more than B. So B in itself is 100%. So more means 75, 100. And they are talking with respect to B. They are talking with respect to B. So that is hidden part. I will not write sometime. I will write sometime. That's up to you. So it's up to you whether you will write B here or you won't write B here. Simple logic. Because we are talking 100% means B we are talking about. So simply this will become 175% of B. 175% of B. I hope this is making sense. Okay, let's do one question. The question is A is 6 times as large as B. A is 6 times as large as B. Then find out B is how much percent less than A. B is how much percent less than A. Now, be here for some time. Let me explain how to approach this problem. ठीक है? Question is A is 6 times as large as B. Then find out B is how much percent less than A. This is the first part. ठीक हो? अब है क्या? How to approach? Whenever I see this question, the final question they are asking how much percent less. That means percent of less they are asking. That means they are asking something regarding percent of change. That meaning is final value upon initial value, final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100. This is what they are asking. Yes, there is some background wise, like some construction work is going on in nearby area. So where a studio is there. So just bear that. We will inform the concerned person. Tomorrow it won't be there. So today just bear that. I think it's not right now. Okay. Final value minus initial value. From where I am getting this concept? Because they are asking percent of less. Now, this percent of less is coming along with A. That means A is our initial value and B is our final value. This is what we have learned till now. That means final answer I will get from here. B minus A upon A into 100. Final answer I will get from here. B minus A upon A into 100. ठीक है? This is the final answer which I will get. Now the problem is we cannot solve it further because one variable is B, one variable is A. and there's no relationship given as such right now. But to solve this, some hint should be given in the question. To solve this, some hint should be given in the question, and that hint is given in the first line. A is 6 times as large as B. That means A is 6 times as large as B. So A is equal to 6B. A is equal to 6B. This is what we have right now. A is equal to 6B. This is what we have right now. So we can put this value and we can find out the answer. So this will become B minus 6B upon 6B into 100. This will become minus 5B upon 6B into 100. Now see, B will cancel out. Minus 5 by 6 into 100. And you can see that minus sign is coming here. And in the question they are asking less. So everything can be verified. Everything can be verified. Everything can be verified. Are you getting my point or not? Are you getting my point or not? If you solve this, will come around 83.33%. 83.33%. Minus 83.33. Minus sign simply meaning is decrement. Minus sign simple meaning is decrement. Now you can see that whatever we have learned till now, we are able to connect everything and we are able to find out the answer. It's become very easy if you understand all the concept. If you understand all the concept. Please understand. If you have a doubt, you can ask right now. Please understand. If you have a doubt, you can ask right now. Any doubt in this concept? Any doubt in this concept? I will come to one more question, don't worry. Please tell me, is this clear or not? एक नहीं बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन करेंगे बेटा. We will do more than every topic. We will solve in the class itself. We will solve 100, 120 question. Don't worry for that. First tell me, is this clear or not? Clear means you are able to connect each and every thread or not. देखो क्वेश्चन ये नहीं आएगा. This question is not going to come in the examination. But this concept is going to come in the examination. So whether you are able to connect the thread or not, how I approach the question, whether you are able to approach in the same. देखो, don't become happy if you are able to solve. वो खुशी कारण नहीं है. It's a very simple question. The thing is that whether you are able to link the logic or not, whether you are able to link the concept or not, that is the most important part. This question is not going to come in the examination. This question is, generally what happens whenever I give the question, a student able to solve, they become very happy. ठीक है ना? Happiness is fine, but don't become too happy. You become happy when you are able to connect the concept. When you are able to connect the concept, how I approach, how you approach, everything is interconnected or not. Less आया तो minus sign आ रहा है. Percent of more, percent of less, ये concept समझ में आ रहा है. Then A is 6 times as large as B, ये concept समझ में आ रहा है. And if you are able to connect each and everything, I'm damn sure you are able to understand the problem. Great. ओके चलो इसी क्वेश्चन में थोड़ा ट्विस्ट कर देता हूं मैं. सेम क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट कर देता हूं मैं. A is 6 times more than B. Now solve this problem. A is 6 times more than B. A is 6 times more than B. such successive increment mein why we did not use change formula? Just ask exact question, because everything is interconnected. What exactly you are asking, just let me know. Because successive increment, we are using change formula. What is the exact question? Shivangi, you can ask. Because we are using the formula and all. But what exactly you want to ask, just let me know. Okay. Now A is 6 times more than B. Now what has changed? There's a one extra word, more. And as soon as more word will come, the first thing which strike in your mind is something addition. Something addition. Now what is the question? A is 6 times more than B. A is 6 times. 6 times of which number? 6 times of B. 6 times more means addition of B. So now this same problem become A is equal to 7B. A is equal to 7B. A is equal to 7B. Rest of the thing will be same. Rest of the thing will be same. You can apply the formula, percent of change and all, and you can find out the answer. You can find out the answer. ठीक है ना? You can find out the answer. The rest thing will be same. ठीक है? But here, what is changed? This because of this more word, there's an extra addition here. So please be careful. I know that. I have seen many times. If the same question is coming, many of the teacher also, they are giving the wrong option. Many of the teacher also, they are giving the wrong solution of this question. They will say A is equal to 6B, but there is a more word here. So whenever more word will be there will be addition. There will be a addition. Is this making sense or not? There will be a addition here because of more word. Because of more word. Rest thing will be same. You can solve and you can find out the answer. I'm not going into that. But my logic was, if more word will be there, you can simply apply this thing. You can simply apply this thing. Is this making sense? ठीक है? चलो. Great. Everybody is able to understand. Now simply suppose if less is there, suppose the question is 20% decrement in 150. 20% decrement in 150. So what happened in this case? Again the same logic. We are decreasing 20%. So 20% decrement in 150. So one way is change both thing into number. Change both thing into number. So how we can change both thing into number? We can simply find out 20% of 150. That will come 30. The question become 30 decrement in 150. So if I decrease 30 from 150, if I decrease 30 from 150, I will get 120. I will get 120. Okay, this is the one way. The second way, which is the important one, 20% decrement in 150. 20% decrement in 150. ठीक है ना? तो 150 is 100%. So the question is 20% decrement in 100%. So simple logic will be, if you decrease 20% from 100%, the number become 80%. So simply this is 80 upon 100 into 150. The answer will remain same. But the logic you should understand, if you are increasing 20% increasing, then addition will be there. If you are decreasing 20%, then subtraction will be there. So the logic should be very clear to you. If we are saying 20% increment in a number, that means number was 100%. If you increase by 20%, number will become 120%. If we are saying number is decreased by 20%, that means number was 100%. If you decrease by 20%, the number will become 80%. The number will become 80%. Is this making sense or not? Is this making sense or not? ठीक है? Is this making sense or not? Okay. Now, suppose if the question is, if numerator and denominator of a fraction, I hope you know this concept. Fraction is always, suppose in the x upon y form, this is your numerator, this is your denominator. If numerator and denominator of a fraction is increased by 20% and 50% respectively, 20% and 50% respectively, the fraction become 5 by 8. The fraction become 5 by 8. Find original fraction. Find original fraction. Minus 80 क्यों नहीं हुआ भाई? You are decreasing 20% from, देखो, don't get confused. माइनस का बस एक ही मतलब डिक्रीमेंट. माइनस का एक ही मतलब डिक्रीमेंट. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? नॉट. एंड दैट इज इन द परसेंट ऑफ चेंज. दैट इज इन द परसेंट ऑफ चेंज. ठीक है ना? सिंपल है भाई. आप 100 में से 20 घटा दो. जस्ट सब्सट्रैक्ट 20 फ्रॉम 100. You will get 80. You will get 80. And this is not the concept of percent of change. And वहां भी percent of change में the minus simply meaning is decrement is going on. This is simple number subtraction. This is simply number subtraction. Are you getting my point? Not. That is a change concept. So if a numerator and denominator of a fraction is increased by 20%, 50% respectively, the fraction become 5 by 8. Find the original fraction. This is the question. So let's take original fraction is x upon y. This is the original fraction. If numerator is increased by 20%, now what should come in your mind? If numerator is increased by 20%, that means numerator become 120% or not? Just now I told you. And denominator is increased by 50%. That means denominator become 150%. And now the number is 5 by 8. Both percent are there. So we can simply remove the percent sign because in numerator both side percent is there. Now we can cut this thing. Now from here we can say x upon y is equal to 5 upon 8. The cross multiplication, 12 will come on this side, 15 will come on this side. (25 upon 32). 25, that means the original fraction is 25 upon 32. Okay? A simple problem. The problem is numerator is increased by 20%. That means numerator become 120%. Denominator become 150%. And this is equal to 5 by 8. We have applied the formula. We have just solved the thing. And it's become simple. And this question they have asked many times in many of the examination. So you can simply solve this question. You can simply solve this problem. I think we can ask them to just stop the work tomorrow at least. Take in the class timing. Okay? So that's it for today class. Please go home. Try to visualize each and everything. Try to understand the thing. And if you have a problem, I ask you, before starting of the class tomorrow, come first 5-10 minutes, I will take your doubts and we will proceed. The class should be very mutual, like I am responding, you are responding, and we will go hand by hand, we will go very slowly, okay, there are a lot of sound here. We will go very smooth way, don't worry for that. But from your side, Please revise it. Okay. Hope you understand today class and you are becoming Shaktiman day by day. Very soon you will become Shaktiman. I will make sure you will attend all the classes and you will become Shaktiman very soon. If you understand the class, I hope you have understand the class very well. If you have any doubt, tomorrow you can ask me and I will take all your doubts. Thanks for today. Okay. Let's meet tomorrow at same time. Thank you.